Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. I hope y'all are just as excited as us. We've spent a lot of time preparing and thinking about this topic so that we can try to help you all avoid some of the same things that we did. So, before we get started, I want to thank you all for joining us first and foremost. Have fun, take notes, take and try to take something away from this. But again, this is not something that we're doing for ourselves. This is something that we're doing for the benefit of you. We had you in mind when we thought about this. So let's get started. Um, so first things first, I do want to make sure that y'all are reminded that we will be giving away 4 backpacks today. They look like this and they come fully loaded. They come in gray and black. The black one is very cute. I like that one a lot.
Super cute.
So they are fully loaded. They also come with a free Heal Our Girls t-shirt,
Oh,
and they also come with a free Heal Our Girls face
Oh, that's
mask.
cute.
that's too cute.
So I'm super excited. Cannot give that. Can't wait to give it away. I know that we have adults here as well, and I did not want to leave the adults out. So we will be giving away 2 T-shirts and 2 masks to 4 different adults. So the way that will work with regards to um, winning a prize, we'll make sure that after we're done with each panelist, we'll spend about 8 to 10 minutes on each person. And once we're done with them, we'll raffle off a backpack and a t-shirt or a mask. And then we'll go from there and jump into the next person. So I hope y'all are ready to get started. First and foremost, we're gonna start with Brittany. Brittany is a very close friend, cousin, sister, kind of all of that. And she's inspired me a lot because she started her own businesses. She's taught me a lot of things, and she's currently the owner of Be Colorful Cosmetics. So she's gonna tell us what she would tell her younger self. And keep in mind, ladies, I want this to be conversational. So as we are talking, please raise your hand. We want to hear from you. We want to keep you engaged. So if you have questions about something that Brittany, Deja, Ari, or myself are saying, then just let us know, and we'll, like I said, unmute your microphones for you so you can talk. But Brittany, go ahead, take it away, and let us know, what would you tell your younger self?
Hello. Okay. So I would initially tell my younger self, for the most part, growing up, I felt like it wasn't able to be heard so much because there, in a lot of family dynamics, especially in my generation, it's always the stay in a child's place, or grown people are talking, or you didn't really have space to have an opinion on your feelings, what you were feeling, if you were angry, how to express that you were angry about something, because you weren't really allowed to be angry, if that makes sense. So that's what I would tell my younger self, to make sure you find an outlet. Find somebody that you're comfortable with talking to, who is kind of someone who can be that vent for you, and to let you get it. Because now it affects everything that happens. Childhood affects your adulthood as well. So I know some of the things that we kind of were talking about amongst ourselves were different things of how it affected us. But as an adult, I still struggle with trying to serve myself to people in pieces, because I don't want to be too much or say too much or offend or all of the above. And in your childhood, you just hear, well, oh, you're so this, you're so pretty, but your attitude. And the attitude comes along with when you finally are able to have a voice and say things or bring things out that you weren't able to. You have so much in that it comes out, when on the receiving end, a little harsher than intended, if that makes sense. So make sure you guys find an outlet, somebody to talk to, if it's a friend, a neighbor, an older person in your life, a teacher, somebody to talk to, where you guys can actually get that out, because it's not good. It's not healthy at all.
And I think that also falls back on just having a support system. I think that's important, especially as a young woman or a lady, specifically in high school, young girls going through teen ages. it's important to just have somebody and just have a support system, because you will go through stuff, and you don't want to keep it bottled in.
Right. And a lot of people don't have that at home.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Find somebody where you can kind of get that, writing it out, because with my issue, hold on one second.
Absolutely.
Definitely get you a journal. Invest in a journal. I'm 24 and I still have a journal. Get you pads, colorful pens, anything you have to do. Write down your thoughts, write down your feelings. If something made you upset that day, that you didn't like the way something made you feel, write it out. If you don't have nobody to talk to, just make sure you get it out. You don't want to take any of that with you into adulthood. So definitely write it out, write what you want to change, write what you don't like. And if you feel like sometimes you can just crumble it up, throw it away. It feels good to do that. Like, just make sure you get it out. You don't want to harbor any of that negative energy.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think,
I would get.
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh,
well, I would get really, really overwhelmed because I was trying to. Before I speak, I will always say, okay, well, maybe it's me. I don't want to offend nobody. I don't want to. So I will always, in my mind, think so hard about how do I break this down and how do I say it without making somebody feel like this. So it was just overwhelming. Like it was just too much. Like I would have a crying fit because I couldn't articulate what I was trying to express to somebody.
right.
And it was the worst.
I definitely understand. I mean, even as an adult, I still have to like think about what I say before I say it and how to analyze it, because I think a lot of times what comes with that is that you just want to you feel like what you're saying is honest, but you also have to take into consideration that other people's feelings and the way that you say things. Sometimes it's not what you say,
How they're
it's
gonna
how you
perceive
say
it.
it. Exactly. And you have to, and while you may not have any ill intentions, someone can take offense by you saying something because of the way you said it. And so make sure that conversations and communication is a giving and a receiving end. Someone has to send a message and someone has to receive that message. And then the person who receives that message has to send feedback. And whatever that feedback is, as the sender, you have to take heed to that, because if someone's like, if I tell Brittany, hey, you look cute today, but then Brittany says, oh, well, I don't look cute every day. Like, you know, it can be small things like that. So make sure that you really think about what you say. But with regard, I want to touch on something Brittany said. She said something about, oh, you're so pretty, you're so this, but you have an attitude. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all something from my favorite movie, Remember the Titans. In that scene when, if y'all have never seen the movie, go back and watch it. But in the scene with when the two captains, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but when they were arguing at the summer camp, he said, attitude reflects leadership, Captain. So don't dim your light, and don't let people tell you that your attitude is bad or anything. Don't get me wrong, take heed to what people saying, because sometimes, like, you may feel, like I said, you may feel like you're not saying anything wrong, but the way it's perceived is completely different. So definitely take feedback, but don't let that dim your light, and don't let what other people feel about you determine who you are. So
I kind of want to look at the question. It looks like we have Candace, who says, my baby is so hard on herself about what other people feel about her. How do I help her with that?
I'll go.
Okay.
So I had one of my best friends used to be like that. So what I did for her was just give her words of affirmation, and not only that, but just have her write down little quotes or like sticky notes around the house or in the bathroom in her room, so that way when she does tap into those negative thoughts, or she's feeling down about it, she can read a quote or a little scripture, and it gives her that life again. I also feel like I don't know how to say that. Okay. I also feel like as she gets older and she learns like herself and she creates more self-love, she won't care about what they say. So I think it's all about just pouring into her now that she is beautiful,
Right.
that she is smart, so that way others won't affect how she views herself.
Right. It
And
really.
also, I think you
Oh,
should explain to her about the way society views women. It's a lot of pressure on women, and it starts at a young age. It starts as little girls, where families like, "Oh, you're gaining weight. Oh, your face is breaking out. Oh, your butt is big." Like it starts at such a young age to where when you get to high school and you are seeing other beautiful women or girls who don't look like you start to question yourself, like, oh well, I look
right.
like this, or why do I look like
Mhm.
this? So I do agree with Deja where she said it starts at home,
Exactly.
because
Absolutely.
you should definitely grab on to her right now, to where she does not let the opinions of other people deter her from how she feels about herself, because that can make her depressed. So just continue to pour into her, like Deja said, telling her she is beautiful, telling her to write down 5 or 10 things she likes about herself, making her see that she has much more to offer beyond the surface. So
And
that's how I
Absolutely.
feel about
and
it.
And
every time she says something like, "Oh, well, they said they don't like my hair," you top that off with a compliment. So that way you're giving her that reassurance, like, okay, they're being negative, but this is what I love about you. This is what I see about
Mhm.
you. So that
right.
way, it pours into her more.
Right. Just speak life into her as often as you possibly can. When she wakes up in the morning, tell her she's beautiful. When she goes to sleep at night, in the middle of the day, give her hugs, love on your child, because the world is not gonna love your child the way you do. And so you, like Deja said, it all starts at home, okay? We did have a couple of other things. Jasmine asked, was it too late to have a journal? It's never too late.
No,
I just got a journal like at the beginning of 2020.
me too.
It's never too late, okay? Like, and when I tell you, when I started writing in my journal, it felt so good.
Yep.
And then I also wanted to address Keela. Keela said, I talk to my mom, but sometimes I don't feel comfortable talking to her about how I feel. That's normal, baby girl, is normal, and I want you to know that there's always going to be someone that you can talk to. The whole idea behind Heal Our Girls is to give you guys a platform or a mentorship type of program where you can reach out to us, and we're more than happy to chat with you. So you can reach out to us on Instagram, Facebook. It's all confidential. And we want to make sure that we are able to mentor you, because sometimes when you're growing up, you do have those uncomfortable feelings, and things that you aren't comfortable with talking about with your parents, and that's 100% okay, and it's normal. So like Brittany said, get a friend. If you don't have a friend, get an adult that you don't mind opening up to, and that you know that you can look up to, and who you feel will give you sound good advice, that's not going to steer you in the wrong direction. And like I said, everyone on this panel today and even other supporters are here to help you. So I already have your numbers. I can reach out to you. All you have to do is send me a text message, and I'll come running. Okay. Um, that wraps up Brittany's 8 minutes, guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But you know what that means? That means we get to raffle off a backpack and a t-shirt. So
Yay.
let's go. I wish I had some background music. I don't know how to do that. Next time, y'all, we're gonna have these monthly. So,
On mute, Ari.
oh yeah, unmute yourself.
Ariana, you're still on mute.
Let me see.
Okay. I said I want to put my name in for a backpack.
I know, right?
The backpacks are pretty awesome, but I promise, ladies, my panelists, I'm taking care of y'all. Y'all gifts are coming from the heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
While you doing that, Kalisa, I do see a Q&A thing has like 4 notifications. Are people putting questions separately in there?
I think that they're coming up in
Okay.
the chat and the Q&A. Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Thank you, Jasmine. I see that you said that you're going to follow us on Instagram and YouTube. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thanks, Jazz.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna use this spin app so that y'all know that like this is not me picking favorites or anything. legit a random choice. So
Let's see who the lucky person is.
let's see. Keela, you won a backpack.
Yay, Keela.
Keela, I know
Congratulations,
exactly
Keela.
where to find you. I will meet you with your backpack, darling. And let's see if we can get an adult so we can get a t-shirt or a mask. Brianna Hooks. You're gonna get a free
Brianna.
t-shirt.
Congratulations, Brianna.
Congrats. Brianna, please reach out to us via Facebook, Instagram. You also have my personal phone number, so you can text me your shirt size and I will get that over to you by the end of the week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now that we went through what Brittany said, she said that what she would tell her younger self is, can you repeat that? Because I don't want to mess it up.
Just what I was telling my younger self is, find a good outlet, someone you can trust, and you can tell them how you're feeling and what you're going through. If you're unable to do that at home, if you don't have that support system at home that will allow you that space to, have feelings and to be upset and to, all of the above. So make sure you have an outlet to get that stuff out. Don't hold it inside. You'll be so much better. And journal. We all just concluded the journaling is good for that.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Brittany. Really appreciate that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to Deja. I'm so excited to see what she has to say. Deja, let us know. First and foremost, if you want to give a quick background about yourself, you can, but if not, just let us know what would you tell your younger self.
Okay, so my name is Deja Monet. I have a lot of titles under my belt, but I'm a mentor, advocator of many things, activist, an educator, anything you name it. What I would tell my younger self is a lot, because I think as you get older, you have different transitions in life, and each season is different. So if I could go back to high school, I would tell myself to trust the process. Don't get frustrated if I don't have everything figured out. Also, to piggyback off of what Brittany said, make sure I have a support system and work on my attitude, because I had I lost a lot of good opportunities because of my attitude. So I would work on my attitude, make sure my faith is there, and make sure you have the right friends around you. That is important, especially in high school. Times are changing now, so some people are far more advanced than others. I was kind of sheltered. My mom sheltered me a lot, so you just have to be mindful about who you keep around you, because it really does affect you in the future. I think that's pretty much it. Just keep faith, trust the process. Don't get frustrated if you don't know what you want to do, and find your passion for one, and then just move like that.
Awesome.
So are you saying that in regards to what? So I guess it's different from when we were in high school a little bit, and then when they're in high school, they have way more access to things that we did not have access to.
Right.
So I guess could you list some of the things you were going through, and maybe they could try to relate, possibly some. I think that's what we were discussing, some of the issues we were going through in high school, and then maybe they could possibly relate it.
Okay, so for me, throughout high school, I struggled a lot with what I really wanted to do after high school. I also struggled with, I didn't have my father in my life growing up, so I was in bad relationships and things of that nature. But I think that's where your friends come into play. You have to have the right friends, because the wrong friends will encourage you to do stuff that's not really good for you. I won't go into detail on that, because the age difference on this Zoom call. But so I didn't have a father throughout high school, so that's hard. So you got these little boys in your face, and you're young and all of that. And then as far as college, so in my household, it was either you go to college or you go to the military or you get out, right? it was never well, it's okay, you can stay here until you figure it out. Like, I want you, when you leave, to be prepared. It was either college, military, or get out. So that put a lot of pressure on me too, about like what I wanted to do. And mind you, I graduated at 17. So a 17-year-old, they don't know what they want to do with their life, you know? So now I have a decision to make. Well, do I want to go to the military? Am I going to go away to college? Or am I going to move on my own? So when I say just trust the process and not get frustrated about not having all the answers, it's okay, because you're a teenager and you will figure it out. And then as far as friends, don't drink underage, guys, okay? I know y'all want to go to those football games and go to the parties and all of that, but it's not worth it. You know, you can have fun in college when you're over 21, but just surround yourself
you
by
don't want to
positive
grow up
people.
too fast.
Yeah, you don't want to like grow up too fast. I promise you're not missing anything. You have all of your life after 21 to do that. But, you know, just find a mentor. If you have to talk to your counselor or a teacher, do that. But just surround yourself with positive people.
Awesome. And so it sounds like, Deja, you went through a lot in high school. How do you feel that those things that you went through in high school shaped who you are today? I mean, I feel like you're a phenomenal person, a phenomenal woman, and you have a lot going for yourself. So how did that affect your livelihood today and make you do some of the things that you're doing?
Honestly, I think me not being able to go to parties and things of that nature, it kind of separated me from my friends that were like wild and crazy, and then it kind of put me in an environment around people that were considered nerds in high school. So I kind of like that happened, but it's funny because God works in mysterious ways. But I didn't really know what I wanted to do like in high school, but I think because of certain like restrictions, it kind of placed me in the right environment. So if I look back on it now, I probably would not have picked going to college first if I wasn't surrounded by people that were talking about college, that were talking about SATs and all the other stuff you need to get into college. So I think that helped me a lot too, by just being surrounded by positive people. A lot of my growth came from college ages. And just different seasons within college, because you experience a little more. In high school, you're a little more sheltered by your parents, so you get to go home and your parents tell you like what to do. But in college, it's like you on your own. So that shaped to the adult I am now.
Okay.
Did that answer your question? Because I feel like I just rambled.
No,
Yes, it definitely answered it. I want to give the audience a chance to ask Deja any questions, as her 8 minutes are about to come to an end. So if you have any questions or comments, or even can relate to something that Deja said, please, please, please let us know.
we have something.
Someone said something?
I thought so. Oh, no?
I don't know. No, I don't think
I thought
so.
I did. Okay, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Okay, cool. Well, for those of y'all who are not watching us live and who will watch this later on, if you have anything that you want to say or ask Deja with regards to what she would tell her younger self, please, please, please let us know in the comments, or you can even email us at healourgirls.info@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to respond to you. So that wraps up Deja's segment. Let's go ahead and do another raffle.
Yay!
Yay! That was a slow reaction. I'm sorry.
It is okay. Alrighty. So let's see. We're gonna get this time. Tania, am I saying that right? Ponea.
Yay, Tania. You got
Tania,
a
I see you on here. I'm
backpack.
gonna give you a chance to say something just to make sure I'm pronouncing your name right. Can you unmute your microphone?
You know.
Did I say your name right, Tania?
Tone.
It looks
Tanae.
like somebody responded to Deja. It keeps disappearing.
Oh, it says,
Yeah,
I
it
see
just
it. It says, spot on, Deja. Friendships can be so influential, and we don't think that they can affect our adulthood, but it honestly does. Nisi, I definitely agree. Just to kind of piggyback off of that really quickly before we raffle off a T-shirt or a mask for an adult. I can tell you for sure that my friends were very influential. I'm sorry, instrumental rather in the way that I am today. It was by the grace of God that I surrounded myself by friends who were, like Deja said, positive and wanted something for themselves. And you can tell the difference now that we're all adults, you can tell the difference between those of us who had good support systems and those of us who didn't, because the life trajectory is almost completely different. But that does not necessarily mean that if you are surrounded by negative people right now that you can't, one, change your surroundings, and two, that
Yeah.
means you're going to go down the wrong path, because you have control of that. Okay, like keep that in mind, that you are always in control, even when it feels like you're not. Except don't talk back to your parents, because your parents are in control. Okay, like don't tell them
I did have a comment on that. I was talking to one of my friends last night, and it came down to a control what you can control, and everything else, there's really nothing you can do about it. So as far as like things that are placed on us at a very early age, as far as generational curses and things that you've seen around you, the women role models, the male role models that you had in your life, the people who, don't reflect what you want to be or the type of lifestyle you want to live. You be the change that you want to see, and you are able to break those generational curses. Like, you are able to set your own path and create your own path. Don't be afraid to step out and want to, do something different. Like, when I first said that I wanted to become a business owner, I got into one of the biggest arguments with my dad, because they're a different generation, number one. And they believe in getting a job, working 40 years and retiring. And I didn't want that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. But I was able to create my own path, what I wanted.
Right. And I'm gonna talk about that when my part comes up, but I definitely agree with what Brittany said. But let me go ahead. Let's go ahead and.
I'm sorry. One more thing.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to like lose friends. Because I'm telling you, like, if you're surrounded by negative people and you feel like it's fun and they can like have a negative impact on your life, I held on to a friendship knowing that I need to let it go, but because I wanted that friendship so bad, I was willing to like get in trouble and do all that stuff. But don't be afraid to walk away from something when if you have a gut feeling that it's wrong. And trust me, that friend that I lost, I built so many other friendships that are actually better and helping me grow like as a person. So don't be afraid to like walk away if that's what you're scared of, like, oh, I might not find other friends and this and that. Like, you will find other people.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I just did the raffle. Y'all, I'm sorry, I pressed it like a lot of times. It was accident. But Brandy Allen is the one who won a t-shirt. She's the adult who won a t-shirt. So congrats, Brandy. I will meet you with your t-shirt by the end of the week. Just let me know what size you wear, okay? Okay, so Ari, you are up. Let us know, baby girl, queen, everything. Let us know what you would tell your younger self. And if you, like I said, if you want, you can give everyone a brief background of who you are, what you do, and things like that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna jump right into it because I'm so excited. I just want to really speak on not putting so much pressure on yourselves. I think, like I said, as young ladies, young girls, we put pressure to look good, to get good grades, to be good in sports, to get all A's, to do. We're taught to do it all, and it's okay if you can. It's okay if you can and you are succeeding at that, but it's okay if you're not. So I want to teach people to be okay with not being okay all the time. So it's okay to fail. Just make sure that you take notes and you learn from what you did that time so
Get
the
back
next
up.
time you won't have that again. You're not always going to succeed. And I'm one of the people who, if I don't do something right, I feel like my whole world is falling apart. Or if I don't have the answer, I get anxiety. So I just want to, and it's with me now, and I'm 24. So if you catch it at an early age and you're able to stop it then, it'll be no limits on what you can do when in 10 years when you're out of high school. So basically that's just what I want to say, like, to just learn how to accept you for who you are. You don't have to people please. You're not going to please everybody. And I think, like I said, as ladies, we're taught to be people pleasers. We don't want to tell people no. We have to watch what we say. All of that. It ties back in. And
Absolutely.
you do not have to please everybody. You're not ever going to be able to. The only person you need to be able to please is yourself, because that's who you're going to lay with at night. You.
Exactly.
So just make sure that every decision you make, that is sitting right with you. You're going to always tell you when something is wrong. Listen to it, because most of the time, if you go against it, you're going to be like, I knew. And I'm one of the people who always say, I knew I had a feeling. Listen to it. Always listen to it, no matter what. And going back into what Deja and Brittany said as well, having an outlet, be busy, get busy. Idle time is when the devil gets busy. Pray. Keep yourself occupied.
Absolutely.
That was
It's
powerful, Ari.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just get busy. It's okay to have a lot of things on your table. You're just building your mind. You're building your brain. So just don't put so much on yourselves. You're young. You're still gonna be young, and also don't wait for an age. A lot of times we think 30 is when we're gonna have it all figured out, or they say 30 is the magic number. You're gonna have the house, the husband, the kids, great credit. Like everybody's like 30, or when I get 25, and it's wrong. You don't want to live your life.
It's all a lie, guys. It's all a lie. I'm 30.
You definitely do not want to live your life waiting for an age, because you're going to get there and be like, this is what I was waiting for. So definitely don't do that. Just wake up every day with a positive outlook and tell yourself, I'm going to do this today. This is who I am today. And just do that. Just do that.
Have fun. Like, don't be, like Ari said, don't put so much pressure on yourself to where you're not enjoying yourself in that moment, because time will go by so fast and you'll look back and just be like, dang, I didn't even get to enjoy that because I was too focused on this. And I struggle with that now. And I'm 25 and I don't know how to just like have fun like in the moment. I'm always trying to make sure this is right, make sure this is perfect. And then I look back and it's like, all this time has passed by and I didn't really get to enjoy it. So just make sure you have fun. Like, you will figure it out. It's gonna all come together on God's time. And so just, have fun, live in the moment.
Yeah. Ari, we have a question from Candace who says, how do I teach my two little girls this when I'm still learning it myself?
And see, that's the thing. We still deal with it as women. Like, as a young woman, it's hard to not put pressure on yourself or to feel like you don't have it together, because nobody has it together. And you just have to keep telling yourself that, like, I'm not where I want to be, but I will be. Like, you just have to just just keep that in your mind at all times. And
not
even
only
if you
that,
don't get there in a year, just keep it like, I will, I will, I will. But nobody on this earth has it all together.
right. And I wouldn't even like at the beginning where it said where she said, you know, I don't have it all together right now. Leave you can even leave that part out and just say, I will have that house. I will have that confidence. I will have self-love. I like speak that because there is power in your tongue. There is power in your thoughts, and you can control a lot of things with just just the way you speak to yourself and the way that you think. If you have negative thoughts that are coming, you cancel that immediately. Like, not today. If, like, for instance, if I'm thinking right now, oh dang, like I might mess this whole thing up. I'm gonna immediately say no. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna be victorious. I will win. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to speak that into yourself
Because
and
once
speak
you
that
put
into
that
your
in your mind, that's what's gonna come out
that's
of
what's
it.
gonna come. Exactly. So once you say to yourself, oh no, I'm beautiful, nobody else can tell you otherwise because that's what you tell yourself. So it all starts with self-love. You have to learn to love yourself and set boundaries. Don't let anyone push those boundaries. If you set your boundary, if you say you don't want someone stepping 2 feet away, within 2 feet of you, which right now it should be 6 feet anyway, then you need to make sure that you set that boundary. If someone gets too close to you, then you stand up for yourself and you tell them that, because a lot of times
Definitely.
allow other people to do that. Energy is real, y'all, and it transfers. And someone else's negative energy, they can come over your house and they just dump all their negative energy on you, and now you're trying to figure out why you tired, why you struggling, why you just don't even want to do anything today when before they came.
Right.
You better,
So
girl, you
you
better.
gotta
Protect your energy.
protect yourself, protect your energy, protect all of that. And like I said, speak life into yourself, because there is power in your tongue, there is power in your thoughts. So as you're teaching yourself, still teach your girls. And like I said, Heal Our Girls is here for you. Okay, so like, if you ever feel you just need to let it out, and maybe you don't even want us to say nothing, just send us an email and say, don't even respond, I just need to let it out, and we're here for you, and we'll send a prayer up for you. Okay? Absolutely, Jackie.
Yeah, I
Yes,
agree.
it is.
So
It
that's
is.
what I meant when I said, like, just post little sticky notes around the house with positive words, positive phrases, because once you think negative and you have those thoughts, that's what's going to happen. So if you surround
Mhm.
yourself with just positivity and you feed into yourself, it's like watering a plant. Like, you feed into yourself and then you'll grow and then blossom.
Absolutely.
Because
Yes.
look how easy it is if you wake up in the morning and you're like, I don't like my hair. And then you have that in your mind, and then you get to school and somebody like, oh, your hair ugly.
And
You
now you
just
done
gonna
beat
fall
yourself up.
apart. Yeah, you're gonna fall apart because you started that. But if you wake up like, I don't care, I still look good with my, if you wake up with that and somebody comes to you like, your hair ugly, boy, please, my hair ain't ugly.
Yes,
You gonna
definitely.
block them out.
Yes, absolutely. And like I think they just said it. Don't be afraid to lose those friends. If you know that every time you get around somebody, they always have some negative to say, just cut it
Cut,
off.
cut,
Okay.
cut.
But that does wrap up Ari's sessions. Okay, Naya, I see you, honey. She said, I don't let the haters hate on me. I just leave. That's yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
Yep,
That's
keep the
exactly what
same
you do,
energy.
princess. Okay, protect your energy. You don't let nobody tell you anything that you don't believe in yourself. Okay.
mm-mm.
So like I said, that definitely wraps up Ari's session. Keela, I see you made a comment, but it's okay. We're gonna get to you, darling, if we have time at the end. So you know what that means. Ari's done. That means we get to raffle off again.
Yay!
Before we do that, I'm gonna give a quick congratulations to the first half of the winners, which is Brianna Hooks with a t-shirt, Keela with the backpack. I'm gonna say your name wrong again. No, it's not.
Tone.
Tanae, is that how you say it? Okay. Tanae with a backpack and Brandy Allen with a t-shirt. So let's go.
Congratulations.
Congrats, ladies and princesses. I'm so excited for you. And let's see what we have next. I don't know how to get this thing. Okay. I got it, y'all, for this time. Quita Morris. If I'm not mistaken, she's an adult. So she will win a free face mask.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
You have to
Quita.
buy.
Okay. And Quita, if you are not an adult and you are a child, please chat and let us know, because I do not want to give someone your backpack if you are a child. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to spin the wheel again. Okay. Jackie won a backpack.
Yay.
Congrats, Jackie.
Jackie.
I'm so proud. Jackie, please email me, or I'll get with you afterwards so that we can get your information so we can get that backpack to you. And same for you, Quita, with the face mask. Yes.
I'm reading these comments, right? I want to touch on
some stuff.
and also Keela.
Okay.
You can read it out, Carlos.
Okay. It's just, Keela said, it's just like at the beginning of the school year last year. My mom used to write little inspiring notes and poems, and she'll stick them on my bathroom mirror, and I will go to school reciting the poem. And that is something that you can do for your girls. I know that you've mentioned several times throughout, or at least more than once, about things about your girls. That is something that you can do for them that will have them feeling like they're the only girl in the world, like they're the best thing possible. Okay, like best thing is when it's like spread. Do that. That's important. And then was there something else?
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Candace, I was just gonna say, like, that answered your question in a way. It can be the smallest thing. You can put it in her notebook or spiral, and then when she opens it, she has something to read. So it's like little reminders throughout the day, and it does like build some type of confidence. So I think that was really good. Thank you, Keela, for that.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. And I also had a cousin who would write affirmations on her daughter's note, on a notepad, and stick them on her daughter's door before they would go to school in the morning. So when they wake up, that's like the first thing that they see. So little stuff like that can definitely help.
And I had a boss who did that, and she was about 35 or 36. And at the time I was only 19, I thought it was insane. I would go in her office and she had all these sticky notes all over the freaking office, just like breathe, take a moment to relax, or you're doing great. And I'm like, why do you have to write this stuff to tell yourself that? I just didn't get it at 19, but it's beneficial.
Absolutely.
And I have now, believe it or not. In my room, I also have vision boards, but like it's everywhere, because whatever you think, that's what you pour like into yourself, and it helps you grow.
Absolutely. I created my very first vision board with my family for New Year's this year, and literally everything that is on that vision board is coming to fruition. Okay,
Yep.
Like I said, I wanted to pay off debt. I just paid off 2 things like just the other day. I said I wanted to spend more time with my nephews. I'll spend more. The pandemic itself has given me more time to spend with my nephews. So like, if you write it, if you think it, especially if you can see it every day, that's something that you can like visually and tangibly touch and see. Those vision boards are wonderful. So I definitely encourage you to do that. Yeah, but all right, y'all, it's my turn. Somebody asked me the question of the day.
Let me see which one I want to ask.
Well, the beginning question, the first question.
Oh, and
I already gonna come clutch with the questions right after this.
No, I did want to point out that I'm proud of you, and I love what you're doing, and I think you are going to go far. And it's funny, from sitting in high school with you, you always been smart, so I knew you were gonna do something. So I'm proud.
That's so sweet, girl. You just made my whole Did my smile get bigger? Because I feel like it did. Thank you.
Support system,
Um,
y'all. It's the type of friends y'all need around y'all.
Yes.
Absolutely, for real. Those friends that's gonna pour into you and boost you. Okay, like for real. Okay, but all right. What would I tell my younger self? Well, I would tell myself to continue to learn from other people's mistakes because a lot of times the whole idea of this was so that we can tell y'all things that we went through so that we can learn from them. My mom was very open with me about some of the things that she went through. And I know a lot of times in our moms or parents or some even adults in general are talking to us about, oh, you don't do this because bad things can happen, and sometimes you feel like, oh, they just talking or whatever, and you feel like it can't happen to you. Well, one, I was on both sides of that. I did listen, um and I did learn from some of my mom's own mistakes. Like for instance, she was pregnant. She dealt with teen pregnancy, and so one of the things that I had watched my mom, and I knew that that wasn't something that I wanted for myself. So I made sure that I took precautionary measures so that I wouldn't have to deal with that. But then I was also on the other side when my mom would tell me something as simple as don't sit in your car, don't sit in your car too long because there's crazy people out here and something bad can happen. And it wasn't until a guy tried to rob me at gunpoint when I was sitting in my car too long, looking for some lip gloss, y'all. I thought I was cute. And I almost like it was by the grace of God that he was with me, and that my brother pulled up right when the guy was about to pull the trigger because I could have been gone. But in that moment, it was scary and I probably didn't handle it the way I should. We'll talk about that another time. But um, but it definitely made me realize that nothing that my mom has told me was wrong and that she's always tried to steer me in the right direction. And so if I had to tell my younger self something, it would be that, like, don't ever think that it can't happen to you because it can. And I don't want to say that to scare you. I want to tell, I'm telling you that so that you can be safe, that you can watch your surroundings, that you make sure that you are always with someone, especially late at night. Like Ari said earlier, there's a lot going on in the world today, and women have a lot of pressure on us to just keep ourselves safe from crazy people because we are easy targets. So that's definitely one of the things I want you guys to take away. One more thing I also want to tell you, be confident in who you are and
Yes.
believe in yourself. Speak life into yourself. That's what I would tell my younger self because I was so mean,
Absolutely.
y'all. I I did not like I didn't like my skin tone. I wanted to be light skinned. I didn't like my hair. I used to bully other girls with long hair because I wanted to be them. I used to say mean things about people. Like I didn't like girls who had their dads in their lives, like who were active because I felt like my dad wasn't active in mine. And because I didn't feel positive and I didn't feed life into myself because I didn't think that my eye was beautiful, I was mean to other people. And honestly, as an adult and reflecting and looking back, not even as an adult, because it was like 16 when I realized that like I have to get me together. I have to love me enough so that I don't keep hurting others because hurt people hurt people. So if you find yourself
Absolutely.
continuously being mean, saying mean things, or people are telling you that you're mean and you say mean things or you do mean things, or you even it is even as far as being a bully, because I didn't want to admit it, but I was definitely a bully in middle school, and it wasn't until later on in life when I realized that. But honestly, me being a bully was me taking anger out on that I had internally on everyone else because I didn't think I was pretty, even though everyone else said it, and I walked around like I was, didn't tell me nothing, but that was really just a facade. And I realized that being mean and saying those mean things about other people reflected more on me than it could have ever reflected of them. And so just be mindful. And like I said, if you find yourself doing that to other people, think about what's hurting you and you take time for yourself to figure that out, because you don't want like those words stick with people. And you may forget about something that you said a couple of days ago, a week ago, even a couple of years ago, but those words stick with the person that they hurt. So make sure if you don't, like your mom always tell you, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. And if you know you don't have anything nice to say, think about how that's reflecting of you and what's going on internally with yourself, and try to figure that out, because you don't want to be the person that grows up and everybody is like, oh, I don't like her because in high school or in middle school or in elementary school, she was mean and she was nasty, she was a bully, she was this, she was that. No, that'll always come back. Karma will always come back and get you, okay? So like I said, definitely learn from other people's mistakes, speak life into yourself, and think about like if you find yourself saying anything that's negative or mean towards another person, remember that they have feelings too, and that it reflects more on you than it does on them, okay?
And I just want to touch on, that was so good, so powerful. You said a mouthful, but you
Thank
said
you.
something like you didn't listen to your mom, right? And it took for you to go through an experience for you to learn. And I think that's what I struggled with that throughout high school too, because I felt like my mom was just trying to control me, and really she was just protecting me. So my advice to like younger girls is like, your mom is your best friend, like she's your ride or die. She's gonna protect you, and although you might not understand right now, everything she teaches you is a valuable lesson.
Absolutely.
Just trying to protect you. And even to this day, like me and my mom didn't have a good relationship in high school, but when I went to college and I started experiencing stuff, now like me and her are like tight. Like that's like my best friend. So I
Right.
say that to say like, just be accepting and know that it's coming from a good place.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely.
can agree with that. Definitely talk to your parents. Everybody don't have their parents. Talk to your parents. They know more than you think they do. And sometimes you'll think, oh, they want to understand, or you don't want to worry them, or you just like they not gonna get it, or I might get in trouble. Just still talk to them. Just talk to them. A lot of the stuff my mom went through, she had me at 23, and she would always say, you know, don't have kids too young. Okay, don't be scared to ask questions, because I never said why, but now that I have my first daughter at the same age as her, you start to, oh, well, yeah, this is hard. It's harder than I thought. So
Right.
ask questions. Sometimes our parents tell us don't do it, and we kind of like, oh, whatever. But ask,
And that's enough,
ask
yeah.
why. Because if she would have been like, whoo, because daycare is $500. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would have
That's
saved
enough
me.
right there. So just don't be scared to ask questions, because it seems like they're here to ruin your life. And I felt like that too. I felt like, oh, she don't want me to have fun. But it's not that. They definitely want you to have fun, but they also want to teach you responsibility. So just like Deja said, your mom is your backbone. She's the one person in the world who's gonna have your back through it all. The one person. So use that.
Absolutely.
Angel
Angel,
had a question.
I do. I know. I was just about to address that. So Angel said, when you're in a situation where someone says something hurtful, do you walk away and be the bigger person, or do you say something back to defend yourself? Angel, that is a loaded question.
And I think that it depends on the day,
It
because
definitely is.
we're all a work in progress, but you do not want to feed into negativity. As
Right.
Carlisa and Deja and Brittany said, you do not want to feed negativity. That's all that
Right.
is negativity. You're investing your time into something that is not going to benefit you in any way.
Absolutely. So
So it
like
don't
don't
make you
even,
weak to walk away. It don't make you weak at all.
and I had to learn that, because I felt like, no, if somebody say something to me, then like I'm gonna say something
I
back.
gotta say something back.
And a lot of times, y'all, like
It's not
if
worth
you
it.
end up getting in more trouble than the person who even said something, because they don't need that, they don't ask you why did you go off, or why did you, because all they see is the end result. All they see is you acting crazy and acting out, and a lot of times that's going to come back to bite you. So whenever someone says something hurtful, like, walk away. Just be like, you know what, I don't even have time for your negative energy today.
And
I'm just gonna walk away and I'm gonna pray for you. I hope
And
you have
that
a wonderful day.
Yeah, and if you know who you are at the end of the day, and if they're attacking your character, you know that you're none of that. So it shouldn't even matter. And most likely, they are having a bad day, so they want to project their hurtfulness and their negative energy on you. But
Mm-hmm.
just be that light in the room that's like, no, you're not going to affect my energy. I'm confident. You're hurt. Like, move around.
Yeah, and
And
I
Absolutely.
that
think
goes
it
back
took my
to
fiance telling me that we're taught in minority households to be so defensive and argumentative to where if someone
that's
tells
where I
you
was
something,
going.
you immediately like, who you talking to? Like you just get into mode because that's what you taught so young, but you definitely don't have to do that. Like every opinion doesn't need that hostile reaction. It just you
And
don't
that's
have to
what I
do
was
that all
about to
the time.
touch on because everybody's home situation is different. And I had one of those. My mom is one of those people who is because I said so, or be quiet because I said so, or don't do this because I said so, and always fussing and cussing, and that's just what it is. And so
Mm-hmm.
we take that on whether we want to or not. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
then this the attitude and the rolling neck and the defense mechanism. But then you have to stand back and look at it from another perspective, kind of like step outside of yourself and look at yourself. Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times after you do all of that, you're left sitting there looking foolish. You know?
Right.
So just make sure that it's something that's like it's always okay to defend yourself. However, just be mindful of the actions that you take. So if it's something that's not
Exactly.
even worth it, then of course walk away. That's not even worth it. But don't allow yourself to be stepped on either. And
Exactly.
think
Like,
about before you decide to be a bully, before you decide to go off on somebody, think about how it makes you feel when people talk to you like that, or how it makes you
exactly.
feel when your mom talks to you like that, and how
Right.
you're feeling. So before you respond, think about how it feels when people do X, Y, Z to you, how it makes you feel.
And
Yeah.
why you're doing that. Yeah,
Right.
like you don't have to be so aggressive to every situation. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
necessary.
Guilty. Guilty.
Like, I
Yeah,
had
me
to
too. Me
learn,
too.
seriously, I had to learn, y'all, that like, okay, if somebody say something negative to me, at some point my response was just, you know what?
No,
Like
that's
for
right.
real, I don't even have
Yeah,
time.
or if you
Oh,
like
you
me,
just
you had
did
to say
that.
something worse. I was to the point where if you say something that hurt me, I'm gonna take it a step
No, no, I'm gonna
further.
take it all the way there. That's
And
a
it just
Scorpio,
and that's when
okay?
you have to step back and be like, okay, it's something wrong with yeah, you have to check
Yeah,
yourself
Look at
sometimes.
yourself
You
right.
do.
just cut that out. Like, just go ahead and like like you said, sometimes walking away, is hard, or like you said, it doesn't work.
And just
When
because
you feel like when you're in a situation, and I know a lot of times a lot of this stuff happened to me at school, or I did things to people at school. I had to learn, like, yo, I know that they say snitches get stitches, but you're closer to getting stitches than I am at this point. So I'm gonna go snitch on you to save you from getting stitches, okay? Like, and I know that that's probably not the right thing, the PG-13 thing to say, but I gotta be real with you, okay? Like, go tell somebody, because what you don't want to happen is for you to pop off and you to hit that person, or y'all to
it's
start
only
arguing,
reactions they're gonna
fighting,
yep.
and all of that stuff. And then now you were in trouble and you got to deal with the consequences, all because you were trying to defend yourself. Pick
And
your
you
battles
reacted
wisely.
right.
If somebody is continuously poking at you and picking at you, go tell somebody. And you can be honest with them. Adults actually appreciate when you can tell us the truth about it and say, hey, this person is doing XYZ to me. I don't like it. And if I can be honest with you, Miss Teacher, I'm letting you know right now, if she do something else to me, I'm gonna want to hit her. So can you stop? Can you do something? Can you intervene? And as crazy as you may feel doing that the first time, I can guarantee you the first time I've done that, that teacher was definitely on my side, and that teacher definitely made sure that I got taken care of. Her name was Miss Boston in high school, and we were on a field trip, y'all, and somebody almost took me there, and it was like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble, so let me go tell someone so that she can know if something happens, then I'm just letting you know I'm defending myself. Always tell someone first, because that way if it ever comes back on you, then you've already covered your bases, okay? It's 3:06, y'all, so we're gonna have to wrap this thing up. um So we have one more raffle to do, and then to raffle off one more backpack and one more mask, and then we are gonna, I'll close everything out or whatever. So, before I do this last raffle, my panelists, do you have any closing remarks?
I do.
Go
I
ahead.
got some advice from older women. I only have two, so it won't be long. Um, my mom, she's 46. She said, follow your dreams and not anyone else's. Trust your intuition and your gut, and know that everything will be okay. And then one of my hold on, on this right now. One of my coworkers said, if it doesn't feel right, follow that feeling. Don't ask questions. That's it.
Absolutely. I agree.
I spoke to a good friend of mine. She's a life coach as well. And what she would tell her younger self is, he's not worth it. And just to elaborate on he's not worth it, as far as a teenager, she was in a relationship to where he knew that she kind of had a messed up home situation and didn't have support at home. So he played on that and told her, if you leave and go to college, then you don't love me. And if you do this, and so now all of a sudden she's pregnant and he leaves and go to school. And he would always say, well, where you gonna go? If you leave me, where you gonna go? Don't nobody want you. Your own family don't want you, that type of thing. So never let anybody get in your head and make you think that you're not worth it. You're always worth it. When it comes between you and someone else, pick you every time.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Pick you every time.
Every time. Girl, that preach. Okay. Ari, do you have any closing remarks?
I actually did. However, my baby's up now, so I'm gonna keep it short. I just want to wish everybody a good luck to the with the upcoming school year, and to think back on what we said, and make sure you get your journal and write down your positive thoughts and your affirmations, and write down what you want the year to be like before the year starts. Write down what you expect, what you want. And as the year goes by, go back to that checklist and just check off what's happening. If something isn't happening, work harder towards it, and just keep checking off the list.
And let me just end with a quote. That was nice, Ari. Follow your heart. It already knows what it truly wants to do. And Steve Jobs said that.
Absolutely. Okay, and I asked my aunt, I asked her what would she tell her younger self, and she said she would tell her younger self to not be so hard on myself. And don't worry what others think of me, and don't let what they think of me define me. I will define my own self and create my own individuality, because there's only one me. So I second that, okay?
Yes.
That was from my Aunt Danetta, and she's near and dear to my heart.
I love Danetta.
All right. Best. But yes, so that's what she would tell her younger self. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do this raffle really quickly, and then I'll, like I said, close out with a couple of more remarks and updates for things that are coming up. So let's see what we have here. I have Zeri. Let me see. Are you on my Zeri Wooden in the 5th grade? All right, Zeri, you won a free backpack.
Congratulations.
And lastly, for the last mask that we have on hand, that is gonna go to Jasmine. Jasmine, congratulations.
Jasmine.
Alrighty. Thanks again to everyone for joining us. Congrats again to the winners: Brianna, Keela, Tanae, Brandy, Quita, Jackie, Zeri, and Jasmine. So happy for y'all. So congratulations. Just want to let you guys know, Heal Our Girls will be hosting webinars just like this once a month, where we'll talk about different topics, different panelists. If you have topics that you want us to talk about, please give us feedback. Give us feedback on this particular webinar, and then give us feedback on what you would like for us to talk about in the future. Because again, this is not for us. This is for you. This is so that we can help you and teach you and potentially inspire you to change your life and to go a different direction. Like, all of us here want the best for you. So thank you. But so like I said, follow us on Instagram at HealOurGirls_. Follow us on Facebook. The Facebook page is like that one, and follow it. That one is Heal Our Girls. No periods in between. And the same thing for YouTube, Heal Our Girls, no periods. And we'll be, like I said, this particular webinar will be posted onto YouTube. So definitely leave your comments if you weren't able to watch it live. And thank you so much for joining us. And we cannot wait to see you again soon.
Yes, this was so awesome. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll talk to y'all later.